Morning, guys and girls. So, I wanted to make a video about why I'm not going to vote DA in the next election. And I found a very interesting article about JD Vance declaring war on all organizations funding ANTIFA after Charlie Kirk's death. And I decided to use this research instead to strengthen my statement about why I am not voting DA in the upcoming elections, and now I have the substantial evidence. The ANC wants to hand over power to the DA. They are all playing in the elite's hands for our freedom. Yes, the options are there. Choose a better party in return for your freedom, or choose a party that can barely govern South Africa for more freedom. Are we not going to fight for our freedoms? The DA is just as Marxist as the ANC. If you are not realizing this by now, then I do not know how I will persuade you, because this is very much common sense, what is happening around the world. The UK has lost much of its freedom of speech, and just by posting stuff online can let you end up in very deep water. I will show you the list of countries with the worst cases of freedom of speech. So let me get to that. I have posted it somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So you can see countries with the highest number of arrests for online comments in 2023, United Kingdom, 12,183. Wow, that is a lot. And then, yes, so yes, you can see, do we have freedom of speech in the UK? No, they do not have. Okay. So, considering Action SA, Herman Mashaba is also very much of a two-face and a flip-flop. Although people see his party leaning more to black conservativeness, but Herman cannot be trusted. After watching this video of Willem Petzer, it just confirmed my gut feelings about Herman Mashaba. And Willem Petzer made this video about Herman Mashaba made Julius Malema a millionaire when he chose race over principles as Joburg mayor. So it's very important for you to watch this video also. But I want to show you actually something else about JD Vance and why Helen Zille's head might be on the line here, as well as her funder, George Soros. Donald Trump released a statement on Truth Social that he will be making ANTIFA as a major terrorist organization. And he will go after those who are funding ANTIFA and thoroughly investigate them in accordance with the highest legal standards and practices. Now, I'm going to show you something here about JD Vance, and I'm going to read this out for you. Now, this was posted 4 days ago. So, JD Vance believes that there can be political party unity in the wake of Charlie Kirk's killing, but first, they will be held to pay. The vice president on Monday hosted Kirk's popular radio show, parading a slate of the most powerful figures in the White House into his official office for what mounted to both a tribute and promise of retribution for an audience that at the time exceeded 250,000 on Rumble. Vance pledged to crack down on the radical left lunatics, while Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller said he'd use the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security to disrupt unspecified networks that are responsible for provoking violence. The comments are the latest in a series of promises from President and senior members of administration to avenge Kirk's death by targeting political opponents who they allege foment a culture of hate and violence. President Donald Trump later told reporters at the White House that he would consider conferring the designation of domestic terrorist organization on ANTIFA, the loosely affiliated anti-fascism activists that he has used as a catch-all to describe left-wing protesters and activity. It's something I would do, yeah, Trump said, adding that his decision would depend on whether he has support from his top officials. I would do that 100%. Antifa is terrible. The president also said he spoken to the Attorney General Pam Bondi about federal racketeering charges against other agitators. These aren't protesters. These are crimes, what they are doing, where they are throwing bricks at cars of ICE and Border Patrol. Trump said, what they are doing to this country is really subversive. Vance said earlier Monday that he would go after the NGO network formants, facilitates and engages in violence. Miller told reporters in the Oval that the vice president was referring to non-profits and organizations that he alleges are funding violent protests and riots. The vice president suggested two early targets that have long had the ire of Republicans, the Ford Foundation and the Open Society Foundations. The non-profit run by George Soros, a Democratic mega donor the right has long cast as bogeyman. Those organizations, Vance said, receive generous tax treatment and help fund the nation of left-leaning news magazines, Vance accused of misquoting Kirk. The magazine said in a statement it has never received support from Soros or Open Society and is not currently funded by a Ford Foundation. It dismissed the broader criticism. Okay, but in any case, so I'm gonna show you something, and I want your eyes to be opened up by this, okay? So the Open Society Foundations, and I'm gonna show you something here. George Soros has donated more than $32 billion to the Open Society Foundations, and also he is one of the owners of this movement. And now I have also gotten to this program, the Open Society Foundation for South Africa. But let's first quickly go over to this part. And I'm going to show you quickly where they are very much Antifa-like, okay? They focus a lot on society, refugees, sex workers, and LGBT communities. And yes, they've been fighting apartheid since 1994. Yeah, and let me go back to this part. This is a paper that I got from the University of Stellenbosch. And I'm going to lift you out here. Helen Zille is part of the board members. Now, here is a great list. Let me just copy this. And I hope to show you, because this is the Open Society Foundation for South Africa. And they are getting funds from George Soros. Here we go. George Soros. And this is the board members, Helen, Zille, and all of these people here at the bottom. If I can just move this, but I can't move it. Let me quickly see if I can quickly open up a notepad here. Because I have to paste it in here. Okay. There's all the names of the board members of OSF. Miss Helen Zille. And whose party is Helen Zille's? The DA. Yes, the DA is Helen Zille's party. Yes, so there you have it. If you are a Marxist supporter, go forth and vote DA. We, who believes in Christian values and value the open free market, will rather stick to parties that support our values. No true Christian will in any case vote DA, ANC, EFF, MK or Action SA for that matter. But thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a blessed day.